Alright, this is Chris recording for MagicGatheringStrat. Had a lot of success with the last recap. Got a lot of good feedback, so I'm going to do it again because I did another recap tonight at 7:30 p.m. Daily. So we're going to recap the games. I'll give you guys my thoughts. I was running the Delver deck again. I win the die roll, I think. Do I win the die roll? Or just Boyza? Alright, well, playing against Boyza, who was a... he was running Mono Blue Post, and we lead off with a pretty solid hand here. I don't know what he's running, but this hand's pretty good. I reveal a Delver, which doesn't do much for me. But I know that since he's playing a Terminal Cloud Post, I want to get a Delver out as soon as possible. So he's going to drill around, try and fix his curve here. I'm just hoping for the Delvers to flip. Unfortunately, Ninja does not make the Delver flip, but I am going to Ninja out the Cloud of Fairies here. Because I'm not worried about the Muldrifter this turn, and I kind of want to just draw into more counterspells and make him have answers to my stuff. His compulsive research doesn't affect the board, so I get more time to flip my Delvers, although it doesn't happen, so I just continue to beat down with ninjas and draw more counterspells. I drew another ninja that time. Yeah, we get to exclude the Muldrifter here, which was awesome. And we're still not revealing any instants or sorcerers to flip the Delvers, or else this game would have already been over. I think I had also forgotten to Ninja again there. No, I left up double counterspell protection in case he tried to do something crazy. Like a compulsive research. And then he's just going to be dead on board to Spellstarter Sprite if my Delvers flip. Which they don't, again. But I do still get to Ninja and draw a couple extra counterspells. And a Spellstarter for that. And basically he has to fissure off here to really even have a shot, but even if he does fissure off, I'm not that worried about it. But he just conceded after his Preordain, which revealed lands, so. I think he was digging for the fissure, and he could have been one. Or he could have won there, but it didn't happen. Game 2 goes much more awry. I think I keep a... What do I keep here? I think I keep a counterspell heavy hand. Yeah, I keep a counterspell heavy hand with ninjas, thinking that the Brainstorm can actually draw me into threats. And he also gets to lead off with, like, Cloud Post into Glimmer Post into Expedition Map to find another Cloud Post. So he has a lot of mana already. And I'm not able to get any early board pressure on, via Delver or Phantasmal Bear. So basically this is just, I'm ninjaing out here to try and just get more pressure on him. Because I really just don't have a choice here. I need to get more pressure on him than he can handle. Which is going to be a problem when he lays down his mnemonic wall. I am going to snap it to get the ninja through one more time, because I plan on counterspelling the wall on the way back down. Yeah, and this is allowing me to build my board presence, and basically I need him to not be able to build up a board for a while, so I counterspell the Cloud of Fairies, but he has a Dispel for it, so this is when he starts really just comboing off here, and there's not much I can do about it. And at this point I know he's probably got the game, but I'm going to make him actually win it. Yeah, right here he has infinite mana, but he doesn't realize it. So he lets me have another turn, which is sort of okay by me. I get a chance to counter his Ghostly Flicker. And hope he doesn't have the Dispel again. So I go for it. He didn't have the Ghostly Flicker Dispel there, but he does have a Snap to get his Ghostly Flicker back with the wall anyway, so... Well, not too much I can do about that. Except he's still not realizing that he has infinite mana, so... I feel pretty good at this point that I can double counterspell stuff. And I'm gonna go for the exile of the ghostly flicker, but he has another mnemonic wall, so he gets one of his ghostly flickers back. I don't know, he gets a preordain back that time. See, I think this guy was just a bad mono blue post player, and one of his very, very big turns is coming up here soon. And by big turn, I mean he's gonna spend a lot of time flickering various things. Yeah, I keep on building up a board presence with the Cloud of Fairies. My board presence doesn't really matter, though, because he keeps playing Glimmer Post to regain his lost life, and he finds the flickers. So now he's just going to waste a bunch of time flickering. And I'm going to shut up and drink some Gatorade now. So if you're noticing now, his clock here is sitting at 10 minutes. By the time this is all said and done, he's going to go through a lot of time just doing these flicker shenanigans. So it's at this point that I realize that I'm probably just going to win by timing him out. Yeah, his clock is now down to 7 minutes. He's not done flickering stuff yet. At some point, he's either digging for the fissure, or he's just trying to build up a larger board presence for when he does fissure. Not entirely sure. But actually, I think he might let me have another turn here. No, I think he's going to fissure off this turn. Yep. So he spent a lot of time fissuring there. His clock is down to 5 minutes. It's going to take him at least another 2 minutes to just kill me. Like, even if he plays the next few turns perfectly. And yeah, he bounces everything back to my hand. Here, he has 4 power on board, and I'm at 20 life, so it's going to take him at least 5 turns to kill me. And that's just assuming that he's able to get rid of my stuff every turn. Which he can, with his Fissure Mnemonic Wall combo. And Serrated Arrows on the board. But yeah, he's just going for the creature kill now, and he's going to take a long time to do it. Because I think he's going to snap the Cloud of Fairies. No, he's going to arrow down the Cloud of Fairies. Now he's going to go for more Mnemonic Wall shenanigans. But it doesn't particularly matter, because he's now down to 4 minutes on his clock. And this deck cannot reasonably kill a Delver deck in 4 minutes from a Stone Cold Bear matchup. And it's even still going to take him a little bit longer to kill me here, because he keeps durdling around with things like Mana War that don't matter. So obviously I'm running out the Spell Source right here because it lets me trade the Cloud of Fairies and possibly buy myself another turn. Which is more time for him to take to kill me. Of course he has a snap, so he still gets to beat down with his team. You know, with his team of 5 power. Alright, so he's finally going to kill me in this matchup, and he has 2.5 minutes to kill me in the next matchup. Which I'm assuming he's just not going to be able to. And I'm pretty much right. I keep an okay hand with a bear and a counterspell, and I get a brainstorm to try and dig into some more actual stuff. And I also have the spell starter sprite to counter his like expedition map, which I'm going to do. He'll just play another one, but I've got some early pressure on the board. Okay, you know, just basically makes him to where he has to deal with the early pressure before he can try and fissure me off and play Muldrifters and whatnot and trying to kill me that way. Definitely laying down another Cloud of Fairies here, put on more pressure. I'm going to snap the spell starter sprite here and started this prism. I think he's going to go for another prism. No, he's going to snap my Cloud of Fairies, so I have to deprive the snap to make sure that I counter the prism. And his snap. So yeah, I feel pretty good. But he's going to draw like a Glimmer Post or something here. Okay. I don't remember exactly. But it doesn't matter. His clock's down to like 1.5 minutes, and there's just no way he's going to be able to kill me. And I get to exclude his Man of War too, so that's pretty sweet. So I feel like I can't be beaten now. I think I do have... Yeah, the Muldrifter does get through. And he gets to play Glimmer Post. Yeah. But a Ninja will get me pretty much immediately back into the game. And put him back down to 1 life. With a Cloud of Fairies and a Delver to follow it up. And he's running awful low on time. Of course he gets another Glimmer Post, that's right, I remember that now. And he gets to flicker... Does he flicker these Muldrifters? I don't remember. Yeah, he double flickers a Glimmer Post, so he would have been okay if he hadn't wasted so much time in Game 1 doing what he was doing. Or in Game 2, rather. So I think it was pretty realistic, although he did have a very optimal draw to do what he did, and he was still going down to 3 there. But I went on time again, and that is a very legitimate way to beat the Fissure Post decks. They spend so much time messing around with what they're doing that you can just beat them on time. So the next matchup is much more interesting, because I play against HR Caldera. Talked with him quite a bit, great guy. He's going to be playing Mono Black Control. Usually when somebody leads off with a swamp, it's not a good thing. I keep a marginal but okay hand. Alright, it basically just needs to draw 1 threat to be really good. He leads out. He plays a Augur of Skulls, which the Piracy Charms are awesome for. I like 2 bears in my Delver deck. And he gets to play a Ravenous Raz, makes me discard a Ninja. I'll Piracy Charm that guy. Blind Flip the Delver with a Gush, which is pretty awesome. But now he's going to start drawing lots of cards with his, well, he draws a few cards with his Rager. Leaving up Snap here instead of doing a Ninja because, well, I will show it to you in a little while after I'm done with this event recap. Yeah, so he's got full power on the board, but I've got a Delver on board, so I'm feeling okay. Oh, yeah. We're just going to counterspell the Yes Verdict. But he does have Spinning Darkness to kill my Delver after the counterspell anyway. Which sucks. Because I am left threatless. And now I have a Cloud of Fairies on board. I'm really not in a great position here, but I still think I'm going to get there, as long as he doesn't, like, kill my Cloud of Fairies some way. And that looks like another perfect Piracy Charm target. So I got pretty lucky with my Piracy Charms against him, because normally Piracy Charm is a dead card in this matchup. But I got pretty lucky that I was able to actually use it effectively. Oof. He plays a Crypt Rats, which is going to sweep my fairies, which sucks. And I'm going to snap my ninja to save it here because I have a spell starter that I can flash in at the end of his turn, so I can ninja him again next turn. And that'll put him in a really low life total. Of course, I'm at 1 life, so maybe that's not the greatest. And yeah, he plays the Crypt Rats, and I just concede because I can't counter the Crypt Rats. So on to game 2. Of course I want to play first. So I keep a 1-lander, but this is once again one of those 1-landers I like keeping because it has a Delver. And a fair amount of creatures in the hand means I've got a pretty good chance of flipping the Delver, or if I don't flip the Delver, then I draw an island, and I'm happy. So I get to put a lot of early pressure on with a Delver and a Cloud of Fairies. And Spell Starter back up from Guess Verdicts. But he's going to Guess Verdict me anyway. But that's okay, I only lose 1 fairy that way. And once again I reveal an island, which isn't very useful. So he plays a Rager, and here's an interesting tempo play that I'm going to make. I don't know if it's the right play, but I'm going to I thought I did that. No, I guess not. Man, he's got the double Guess Verdicts. I remember that now. Snap the ninja back to my hand to save it from the second Guess Verdict there. And we're going to snap in the Spell Starter again to once again just get the ninja right back online. But no, I leave open Spell Starter protection for any of his 3-drops. Or Sign in Blood. Okay, Chittering Rats is not that big of a deal whenever I'm planning on ninja-ing again next turn anyway. And I leave up the Quicksand here because I don't want to get Okiba Gang Shinobi'd. And of course that's instantly punished because Tendrils of Corruption. And I tell him to stop having stuff. Now we've got double counterspell protection. We're on a even clock. Yeah, I just counters. Yeah, and having a spell starter there means I've got an even faster clock than I did. And we pretty much have to counterspell the Chittering Rats because I can't let him blank another draw step, even though my next draw step is an island. But I just want to keep as much pressure on him as possible while having the possibility to draw into counterspells or gushes or excludes or whatnot, and just completely wreck his day. And he gets to duress and see that I have 2 islands in my hand. So here's where Brainstorm's awesome, right? Because I just brainstormed 2 islands to the top of my library, and now my hand is all gas. So This is one of those times where I'm telling people that Brainstorm is way better than you give it credit for. And he's just dead in the air. So, that was game 2. On to game 3. Alright, so I keep a one-lander with 2 Delvers and a Brainstorm, which is a pretty good one-lander. Lets me Brainstorm into another land and force flip the Delver on the second turn right away. I think I wait in case the Delver flips by itself. Oh no, I don't wait. Didn't wait. I wait because the Delver got verdicted. Yeah, he's playing a Rager here instead of I am the Delver deck. So I'm going to snap his Rager just to make sure that he can't ninja me next turn. And it also makes him replay it and waste a turn doing that when I'm going to have a lot of stuff in the air. But he plays a Crypt Wrath instead, so I kind of buried myself there. I was planning on him replaying the Phyrexian Rager, which he did that turn, this turn just now. And he unearths the Crypt Rats again, which sucks a lot. But I get to snap the Crypt Rats. No, there's nothing new with the blue-red Delver deck. I haven't been working on it. Yeah, and then he plays another Crypt Rats. So I have to, and then he unearths it again. I remember that. So this is a really fun matchup because he kept on doing crazy things to get his Crypt Rats back, and I was just like, oh my god, stop doing all that stuff. He kept doing stuff to kill my things. So spell starting his Ravenous Rats is an awesome thing to do there. He sign and bloods himself down to 5, which means he's on a 3-turn clock by itself. And I leave open Exclude here, and am glad to use it on the Okiba Gang Shinobi. Of course, I draw into a counterspell like a boss. Alright, so he has to answer me next turn. He tries to sign and blood himself, but I'm not going to give him the honor. I'm going to kill him. So, yeah. So that was round 2. That was one of the best games of Magic that I've played in a long time. We had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of play to each deck, and HR Caldera was a very good player and a very good sport. So, let's see here. Where am I now? Here I am. So I play against Mono Black Control again. Against AndyMega. Looks like I'm going to be on the top again. So I keep a hand of 3 islands, Brainstorm, Snap, Spire Golem. It's fine, I can brainstorm into some stuff. And I do. I get a Delver. Like an idiot, when he wrench minded me, I actually discarded an island and a Spire Golem, and I didn't need to. But it's okay. Yeah, with wrench mind, I should have just discarded the Spire Golem. Snap my Delver to save it from the Guess Verdict, of course, because Delver is pretty key in this matchup. Although at this point, I'm digging for land drops, so I think I ninja. Yeah. Digging for land and counter spells. Okay, yeah, he gets to Verdict my ninja, which is annoying. and then play a rats right afterwards. But I still feel okay, because now I've got this epic double Delver draw, and I get to force flip both of them with a Brainstorm next turn. Except he plays Crypt Rats and nukes my board. He also nuked his own board, but... yeah, we're just going to counterspell the Sign of Blood. I don't want him drawing more fuel and more removal, but he wrench mines me and gets the rest of my hand. So now we're both pretty much in top deck mode. I make him discard the Corrupt that was in his hand with a Piracy Charm. So we go to top deck mode, and let's see what happens. I don't remember what happened here. Oh yeah, I drew a Gush, and then top deck mode was stopped, because Gush is awesome. I get to spell starter any 2-drop he does, although it's not needed now. Now I get to spell starter any 3-drop he does. And I think I just kill him with fairies here. Yeah. That guy gets spell stuttered, of course. And I just keep drawing lands. Yeah, and I'm playing out the lands here because I am playing around Crypt Rats, so he knows I don't have counterspells in hand if I'm when I'm playing out these lands, but that's sort of a price I'm willing to take, because I can't get time walked by Chittering Rats. It's one of the worst things to happen to me when I'm playing this deck. I'm playing against Mono Black Control, so you just don't want to get time walked by Chittering Rats. But he's going to continue to top deck lands, I think, and I top deck a Ninja here for lethal. So that was game 1 of round 3. Let's go on to game 2. So game 2, I'm keeping a very creature-heavy hand, and that's intentional, because Mono Black Control decks have a lot of creature removal, so I need to make sure to just continuously play out threats so that they can't have all the stuff. Thank you. Yeah, so we're going for the double Cloud of Fairies here. Just get as much board pressure on him as possible. This is a misplay here because I should have Brainstorm to hide my Exclude, but I misplayed it and I didn't actually play out the Brainstorm like I was supposed to. Yeah, we counterspell the dead weight because we don't want to have. We want to make sure that that Delver stays alive as long as possible, because that's what's going to kill him. Obviously, is the flip Delver and 2 fairies is putting him on a 4-turn clock. And once again, I am playing out lands here to play around Chittering Rats, and he plays a Pestilence, which is a really interesting choice. I don't think I've ever seen Pestilence played in these decks before. But I still feel pretty good, because now I have the Spellstutter protection for Pestilence, and he is going to get himself down to 3 life, using it to kill off my things. But I'm at 15 life. He only has 1 power on board with the Ravenous Rats, so I feel pretty good. I just need to counterspell any actual threat that he has, and then just draw into a threat of my own. Because at some point he can't keep playing Pestilences. And I do snap his Ravenous Rats to get rid of the Pestilence. And I'm just counterspelling the rat here because if I don't counterspell the rat, then he gets a 1/1 body. And I have to discard the counterspells anyway, so... Alright. I think the bear spell's lethal for him. No, he's able to kill it. Oops. But I have a spell stutter sprite that I'll flash in at the end of his turn. And just hope to draw a ninja. I drew another island though. But we're just gonna ping him with fairies until he dies. Drawing an exclude there is pretty awesome, because any threat that he plays to block, I can just kill with an exclude. Or I can just counter with exclude. And Ravenous Rats is a perfect exclude target. Yeah, he gets to duress away my snap, and he's dead. Alrighty, so there was round 3. So we're 3-0 going into round 4. Right down. Round 4 I'm going to play against the mirror match, which is, I'm a pretty bad mirror player, but I win the dialogue. I get to play first. We're leading off with a bear into possibly a brainstorm cloud of fairies. He gets a much better start with a delver. But now I have a metric butt ton of fairies, and I can just play them out into counter spells regardless every single turn, and I'm okay with that. If he spends a counterspell counterspelling my cloud of fairies, it's really not that bad for me. Yeah, and he gets to use this counterspell. But it will start to get bad here pretty soon, because he's going to throw out a Spire Golem. It's not unbeatable, but it's definitely not good for me. So I snap the Spire Golem, and I'm able to play out a couple of fairies and have a counterspell for his Golem on the way back down. So once again, I'm actually feeling pretty good here. Like, he's actually... I now have more power on board than he does, not counting his Bone Splitter, and I get to snap his Aberration. And he flashes in a Spell Stutter Sprite in response, which is not that concerning to me. I'm not playing out the Spire Golem in my hand because I want to be able to counterspell his Spire Golem and basically just win the tempo race here. And I keep drawing counterspells, so this is a pretty sick top deck for me. And this is why I don't play Daze, because I was able to play around Daze pretty easily there. And his Daze actually didn't do anything. So, yep, counterspell Cloud of Fairies, of course, because I don't want him to have any more fairies. I don't want his Spell Stutter Sprite to be active. Yeah, and I get to exclude a Spire Golem here, which is awesome. Daze is okay. I just don't like it because it's dead in so many matchups and it's so easy to play around Daze. So, yeah, we're at sort of a stalemate now, but I think I am gonna swing in with both my dudes. He trades the Spire Golem for his Delver, which I'm okay with because I'm gonna ninja the Cloud of Fairies out. And then play a Spire Golem. So my board position's really good. He only has 2 cards in hand. One of them's now Frostburn Weird, which is kind of annoying now that I think about it. But I do get to ninja here and just kill him with the ninja. Alright, so he's playing a version of Delver that should beat my version. He's playing Frostburn Weirds and Bone Splitters and whatnot. So his version should theoretically beat mine. And you'll see in game 2 it does pretty easily beat mine. Alright, keep an okay hand with a couple fairies, Counterspell, Brainstorm. Like, it's definitely not the most exciting Delver hand against in the mirror, but it's one of those hands like you can't really send it back. I play Quicksand here because I'm playing around him getting a ninja out, but instead of going for the ninja, he just goes for the Spire Golem, so basically I just lose right here because I have nothing on the board to answer his Spire Golem. And yeah, it's just bad. And he gushes here, and I have to counter the gush because I can't let him recoup card advantage. So I'm hoping to just sort of out-tempo him with the gush. Doesn't really work out so much as I want it to because he leaves behind the Spire Golem and the Cloud of Fairies. And he recoups his lost tempo the next, 2 turns later. And he gets his own ninja out. But I'll kill his ninja with my Quicksand, so I'm like, oh, well, at least he only has a Spire Golem out now, right? If I top deck a Spire Golem, I'm fine. But I'm not going to. Instead, he plays another Frostburn Weird. Oh, wait, he ninja'd out the Frostburn Weird, right? Yeah, so I'm just pretty much just dead on board now. And now he plays the Serrated Arrows, and I'm definitely just dead. Because he can arrow down all the Delver that I play, even the Golems that I play. Yeah, we're pretty bad. We're in a pretty rough way here. I do get to counterspell a second Serrated Arrows, but after he has the first one on the board, it doesn't matter anymore. And he has another Golem on the board too, so it's like, oops, well, I'm just dead. So you see, Frostburn Weirds are really good against opposing Delver decks because they stop the ninjas, they can kill the ninjas, they can attack relentlessly into Spire Golems. So, well, it sucked. But we're on to Game 3 now. Game 3 goes a little bit better for me. I do get to play first in Game 3. And I keep a Delver Brainstorm hand, which is always good. I get to force flip the Delver on turn 1 or turn 2, and I will, I think. Yeah, I do. Revealing a Gush just to let him know how helpless he is if I get to that mana. Yeah, so we're just going to go on the Delver beatdown plan. The Delver Warpath, as it were. And I am going to Piracy Charm his Spellstarter here, because I think he's going for the Ninja next turn. And if he is going for the Ninja, I mean, I wasn't playing around Mutagenic Growth, because I didn't think these lists usually used it, but... So he's going for the Ninja. I'm going to snap the Ninja here and just wreck his tempo. Yeah. Kind of wishing I had waited on the Gush, but I thought it was okay to do Gush when I did, because I wanted to make sure that I had hard counterspells soon. If I had waited on the Gush, I could have played Serrated Arrows, and he was just dead, but you can't predict what's on top of your deck, so... And I'm still in like a really good board position, so I'm okay with it. I am going to counterspell the second Spellstarter, though. Basically just makes him Ninja. And I know I have a Ninja in my hand next turn, so if he doesn't play anything, then I just Ninja out the Cloud of Fairies and he dies. If he does play something, then I play Serrated Arrows and attempt to kill that something that he played. And he was going to be a really bad position, but it's okay because he just dies to the Ninja. Alright, so that was a 4-0 event recap, and the special announcement is 16 qualifier points for the MOX Season 7, which means I'm qualified for the MOX. at Season 7. So I'm going to start practicing my RTR block constructed. And by request, we'll pull up